I've just took a huge risk buying the cheapest ALFA ROMEO Giulia quadrifoglio ever.
Now, I came across this car on a salvage auction website, and the damage didn't look too bad, but the price looked even better. But the car was listed as a category S, which means there's structural damage, but I can't see how there could be from such a light knock. So I was a bit nervous when I went to pick it up, in case there was something so obvious that I might have missed, explaining why no one else wants it. Now, normally these cars vary from about £30,000 to around the £70,000 mark on the second-hand market, but mine was nowhere near any of those prices.
And it's sort of worryingly cheap, and at the moment I can't see why.
Do you want to start it?
We can try. The engine bay looks alright. We've got a dipstick.
Yeah.
Oh, we have. Has it got something on it?
Oh, it looks relatively clean as well, look.
Ooh.
See it?
Should we try it?
Now, normally the most expensive part of a car is the engine, so we want to try and see if that's okay, and the easiest way to do that is try and start it.
Oh, ignition. The ignition's on. Oil levels reading in the middle. I say we go for it.
Fire it off.
And...
Nothing.
damn it.
So even though the car's got ignition and got oil in the engine and everything else it needs, it still doesn't want to start.
Do you reckon a jump pack's going to do it?
Yeah, find out, lad.
So all it came up with is
Low.
yeah, low battery. That's all it said.
Is that all it said?
That's all she said. That's all she wrote.
Typical Italians. Let's jumpstart it.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Brilliant.
Take two.
Gonna go.
Gonna try the key there. There seems to be a key logo underneath where I've put it. Still nothing. Been scammed. But if I remember right, it was listed as running.
Hold it down.
Absolutely nothing. We're gonna try it straight on the battery, see if that does any better.
Straight on the battery.
Instead of using the jump points in the engine bay, we're going to put the jump pack directly on the battery to try and give it as much charge as possible, and hopefully this time that will get this ALFA ROMEO going.
Still nothing. It's just not a BMW, is it, Ethan?
No.
Yeah, I think I can see the problem.
What?
Battery's not in it.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll do it. Okay, we've got one jump pack at the back and one at the front. I'm going to let you try it this time.
I reckon I've got it. Ready?
Yep.
Nothing.
Brilliant. Okay, silly me, I didn't put the key in the car. Going again?
Yeah.
Okay. Yay! Get in! Sounds alright, that. Ooh!
Just popped up on the dash, so you got a low tyre pressure on the rear.
Oh no. No, it'll be alright, it's only flat at the bottom.
Quick refurb. What do you want to do? Drive it or fork it on?
I think just drive it on.
Now, the reason why I wanted to try and start the car and drive it on is because otherwise it'd get forklifted on, which can potentially damage other parts, so it was definitely worthwhile doing this.
At the moment, mate, from where I'm sat, it's beautiful.
I like the little bits of carbonite. I didn't realise
nice.
it had it.
This is nice.
That's
nice.
Door handles.
Door handles are nice.
The rear's got it in as well.
Yeah.
So far, I'm impressed with the car. I like everything about it, and also the damage isn't too bad, and I still can't figure out why it's so cheap.
Now, Italian cars are known for being hand-built and expensive. I don't know if these are hand-built, but I'm not too confident the prices of parts is going to be cheap. I feel like it may have Ferrari tax on it, which is not going to be good. Now Ethan's got it loaded up. There's only one thing left to do, and that's get back to the unit, and let's get to work. So while we're waiting for Ethan to get back here with the ALFA, it's the perfect opportunity for me to tell you about Odoo. Odoo is a management platform helping you run your business more quickly, easily and efficiently. And it's got loads of great tools to help you with invoicing, accounting, project management, inventory and even website creation. On top of that, your first Odoo application is completely free for life, with unlimited hosting and support, with great calendar tools to help you with time management, or a super easy website development software which is going to make building your dream website a breeze. And when building your website, it's got loads of easy to use templates which you can customize to your liking.
And you can easily add your own images to make it more personal to you. And also, it couldn't be easier to move the website around, because using their drag and drop feature, you can simply place each item where you want it.
And if you can't think of what to write, then don't worry, because Odoo has AI tools to help you get the perfect text for your website, making it more powerful and effective. And even better, you get a free personalised domain for 1 year. So to check out how Odoo can make running your business easier and also save you times for the things that you really want to do, make sure to go and check the link in the description. Well, she's back. The ALFA ROMEO Giulia quad is now in the unit and we can get to work on it. And although the car is absolutely hanging in much need of a wash, I've been doing some thinking on the way down here. And it all comes down to this rear quarter damage here. The door I'm not so worried about. This damage just here, I'm starting to think is worse than what I first anticipated, because we've not only got the crease on the external part here, but we've also got on the internal ridge here some damage too. I might have to seek some professional advice on before I decide how I'm going to tackle repairing that, and if it's even something I can do myself.
So some of you might be wondering why I've gone and bought an Alfa Romeo, but let me tell you, these are a little bit different.
Let me quickly give you the bullet points as to why this may be the ultimate super saloon. So we have a Ferrari derived V6 making over 500 horsepower.
And this engine comes from the Ferrari F154 engine, which is found in the California T, the Portofino, the GTC4 Lusso, the Roma, the 488, the 488 Pista, the F8 Tributo and the SF90 Stradale. But the main difference being that the Ferrari engine is a twin-turbo V8, where the Alfa has had 2 cylinders removed, making it a V6.
Now all of those 500 horsepower go to the rear wheels. Quadrifoglio isn't anything to do with 4-wheel drive, it actually means 4 leaves, which represents the lucky badge on the side. There's a few bits to make it lighter, like this carbon bonnet. The interior is peppered with shib and fibber, but one thing this car doesn't have, which is an optional extra, is the carbon bucket seats, which I'm very, very sad about. So if anyone's got any for sale, please let me know. Preferably with red stitching. We've got some 19-inch wheels, some nice juicy brakes. I mean, it seems like everything you need to beat the BMW M3.
But this car has been sat for a long time at the salvage auction yard, meaning that it's got a little bit dusty. Well, I say a little bit, it's hanging. So before we actually get to work on this car, I want to get this off so I don't feel so disgusting being around it. So we had our local mobile detailer pop round to get this car cleaned up, to get some of this gunk and grime and dust off the car so it's not going to mess up my nice shiny new unit.
Car is now clean, that means I have no excuses, and we best get to work. But we've got some housekeeping to do first, because these fake exhaust tips, bin, let's go again, bin. And okay, they don't look great, but they're definitely better without. I'm sure that's something we can all agree on. Okay, now, front end, I've had a little peek behind here, and I'll let you guys do the same, and we can see that the damage isn't, well, as good, if that makes sense, as what we thought. It's a pretty nasty punch on the crash bar, which has gone back into the rad pack. So all that's going to need replacing. Along with the headlight, the bumper definitely, probably some under trays, some arch liners, and a few other bits. So we may as well get to work and get that pulled off straight away. I am sorry, but what are these? That is a T40 bit, and look at the size difference. It's gonna be like a T1 million or something.
But luckily I did have one of these massive Torx bits in my toolbox, but it just seems a bit excessive for a bumper. But I'm really keen to get this car stripped down and have a proper look underneath all the panels, because there's got to be a reason why this car was so cheap, and at the moment there's still nothing really very obvious.
Alright, well that wasn't how that was meant to go. That's an arch liner and a bumper removed somehow.
So with the bumper now removed, we can move on to the next part, which is going to be this mangled mess of a headlight. So we can try and remove what bolts there are and then just give it a good yank and see what happens.
I think we've just found the first bit of damage, which is something that I wasn't expecting. This area looked like quite a light knock, and it doesn't seem to have tucked to the car so well. That's because on this section here, this is like an inner wing bracket. It then goes to a thin piece of alley on the inner wing itself. So it goes from wing to this bracket, then to the inner wing. It works as like a brace, and it's actually not only just bent the bracket, but it's also bent the inner wing back a bit too. Now that should, in theory, be pretty easy to knock out, but I'm gonna have to strip all that down, move everything out of the way, and then try and compare it to the other side. So I'm gonna have to strip that down as well, and make sure that I get it right, because it's gonna take a little bit of manipulating.
So I can start undoing the bolts for the crash bar, which is going to let me take that off. But let me know what you guys think of the ALFA ROMEO Giulia quad. I wanted to try doing something different and step away from the German cars, and this is the first Italian car which I've ever owned. And if you're enjoying it so far and you're excited about the project, make sure to give this video a like and make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed already.
Right, I'm just about to pop this, what I believe is a charge cooler rad off, but there is some good news, because where the crash bar bolts onto the chassis legs, perfectly straight, and then we've got a nice indication here of how this bracket and this section is supposed to look, because that is also perfectly straight. Woo, that's good, it's good stuff. So that means that I have got to strip this side down a bit more, and then I can get to that section which we need to repair or move. Let's use that word, we need to move it. Now for this kind of slam panel section, which also houses the bonnet latch, so I can pop these cable holders out of here, pop that out of there, pop that through there, and just tuck that back here for now. And then I should have these, which I believe are 13s, and that section should come away. Broken. Now for a bit which I'm not looking forward to, which is actually taking off the rad packs. I know this car has some fluids in it, and I don't know what does what, so I'm not really sure which one does which. I'm sure this one maybe is the AC rad just here. So this has no pressure in it, by the way, so we're not going to worry about that. I know this because of that. So now that leaves us with two more coolers to disconnect here. We've got, I'm guessing they're both coolant anyway. So there is one little line here, which is like a return, and annoyingly that's on like a single use clip. There is some pipes down the back just here, if it will focus. There we go, that's the one there. I've already unplugged the fan. Little bracket for some of the pipes here. We'll just take off what we find and just keep going until it comes off. Improvisation, they call this. All I have is a wheelbarrow, but it'll do, it'll catch fluids. It's now a drip tray.
Now the oil cooler on this car is completely undamaged, so to save disturbing the O-rings, I've just disconnected that from the rad pack and tucked it to the side while I take all the pipework off for all the other rads which have been damaged and need replacing.
Well, that is not a bad start to the first day on this car, I don't think. Getting it collected, getting it back here, getting it clean, and getting it stripped down. It's a pretty solid day's work, if you ask me. Now, tomorrow, I'm gonna come in, and I think the first thing we need to do is look at the price of some of these parts, because I'm getting worried that some of these might be ridiculously expensive, hence why this car got written off in the first place. Secondly, we need to try and straighten out the damage on the inner wing bracket piece. So hopefully we can do that without many dramas, but I guess time will tell. Catch you in the morning. Right, next day, and I've decided the next thing I need to do before I carry on with the repairs on the ALFA is figure out what I'm going to do for parts, because but we don't know how expensive they're going to be. Luckily, the carbon bonnet looks like it survived, so I think I've got away with not replacing that. But the bumper has a lot of stuff on it. We need a couple of wings, we need all the coolers on both sides, we need a complete rad pack, and I really need to see how much all this is going to cost. So let's get on the phone to Alpha and see what they say.
Thank you for calling Sturgis Ayleston Road. Press 4 for parts, press 5 for account. Thank you for calling Sturgis Ayleston Road. Please leave us a message after the tone and we will get back to you as soon as possible.
Hi there, my name's Chris. If you could give us a call back and have some parts for an Alfa Romeo, my number's 070. Thanks. Let's see how long it takes them to call back. It's now 10 to 1. I'm not feeling hopeful they're going to call me back today. Well, now it's time to tackle this section here. Like I said, it's not horrendously bent, and I think we can just tweak it back, because all it does is support the bracket which holds this bit of the wing from doing that. And we need to get it looking like this. It should be perfectly straight, and at the moment it's just tweaked back ever so slightly. Now, it is pretty stiff. I can't bend it with my hand, but I think with a bit of heat and a little tap from a hammer, we should be golden. Right, hammering not quite working. I can't be precise enough with it, and it's just feeling a little bit heavy-handed. So, what I'm gonna go for is this 10-ton porta power. What I can do with this is I can wedge it here against the kind of upright for the hub, and then put it against the section which I'm trying to push out, and then using this, essentially use it like a jack and push it to where it needs to go. I think that will do the job lovely. Pretty spot on. If you do want to get one of these, it's from SGS. And it's just saved me a lot of messing around, having to take that off and re-weld on a new bracket, so nice one. Right, not one, not two, but 3 days later after I tried to ring Alfa Romeo and still nothing back. Thanks guys, but let's try them again and try and see if we can get a price on these parts.
Thank you for calling Sturgis Ayleston Road.
I think we should probably just try a different branch. Hi there.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm after some parts for an Alfa Romeo Giulia, if you can help me. There's quite a lot. The first thing I need is a complete front bumper, so all the grills, you know, everything for the front bumper basically, the skin, the lot. Then I need a driver's side front wing, a complete rad pack, so all of the radiators, coolers, and both the side coolers as well. I need both headlights, both front sections of arch liner, and also the radar.
Okay, I'm probably best to, do you want me to email you?
Yeah, probably a good idea, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay, we'll send over the price and availability this afternoon.
Okay. Alright, okay. No problems, thank you.
Cheers,
bye.
Bye.
And a few hours later, I had this email in my inbox. This should be most of the things which I need to fix this Alfa Romeo. So we've got all the rad packs, the bumper skins, the fans. And while I was going through this, I was a little bit nervous because there's a lot of individual pieces on here, which means the price is really going to rack up. Now, to put this into perspective for you as to how expensive this is or isn't, I need to tell you how much I paid for this car. I paid £15,000 for this Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio, including all the fees and tax. Now, I'm no stranger to not making money on a project, but if this car ends up costing me the same as one that wasn't even damaged in the first place, this is a completely wasted exercise. And at the moment, it's not looking hopeful, because just for the front end parts which I mentioned, without any of the other bits and paintwork which I needed, Alfa Romeo have quoted £11,051.51. And to put it simply, that isn't going to work. So we need to find a much more cost-effective way of getting the parts to get this Alfa Romeo back on the road, because if I go directly to Alfa, I think all in on my estimated cost is going to be between £30,000 and £35,000. I could have just gone and bought a nice one.
So I basically can't get new parts. That means our only option really is to take to the second-hand market to try and find something to fix this car up.
I've been to sunny Birmingham.
The home of all legit car parts. And what have you found?
Well, a bit of an eventful one, let's put it like that. Bumper, bonnet, front lip.
Yep.
I don't know what they are.
They are intercooler, charge cooler,
Blah, blah, blah,
charge
all
cooler
that.
rads. Yes.
Scuttle panel.
Didn't need it.
No, didn't need. Bin. Headlight.
Yes.
Front wing.
Yes.
Crash bar.
Yes.
Upper crash bar.
Yes.
Full rad pack.
Nice.
Intake pipe. Something.
Wing brackets.
Yes. Front mud guards.
Nice.
Sides. Under tray. Airbox. More lights. A wing. And he said that, what did he say in the advert? Just the front end. Yeah. And then it turns out he's given us the back under guards as well.
Because I really needed those.
Yeah, you really did.
All of that.
How?
Do you want to reveal the price?
I think you should.
£3,400 for everything here. So that's 2 headlights, a full carbon fibre bonnet, 2 wings, a complete front bumper, complete rad pack, crash bar, all the mud guards and the under trays.
And you even got a receipt.
That seems like a good deal to me.
So not only has that saved me hours on the phone to a main dealer trying to figure out what parts I need, but it's also saved me the time in waiting for parts which are on back order to come from Italy. We've got everything we need here now, and most of it's already assembled, which should make everything a lot quicker and easier too.
So that should be everything that I need to get the front end of this car back together.
Although we do still have the rear quarter damage to try and figure out how we're going to deal with.
So that should get us well close to being back on the road. But if you want to see that, you're going to have to wait until next time. So make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. I'll catch you then.